Hey guys, Andrarchy here. I just wanted to do a quick video for people new to the Steemit platform who are still confused about the difference between Steem, Steem Dollars, and Steem Power, because I still don't think there's been a really good short explanation that gives people enough understanding, a sophisticated understanding, without getting bogged down in the technical details. So hopefully, in just a few short minutes, you'll be able to understand these concepts really well, which will enable you to stop thinking about them because they're really not important. You don't need to worry about these things. Everything works just fine. It's important to understand this stuff, and there's a lot of fear over, well, what if I'm in the wrong thing? Let's start with Steem. Steem are basically the bricks that make up the other two forms of money within the system, which are Steem Dollars and Steem Power. It has value, which is determined on an open market, but it is highly volatile and has no practical use within the Steemit ecosystem. It's not designed to be used for commercial transactions. It's basically designed to be speculated on. This is the currency people looking to gamble should be looking at. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's what speculators do. They play on the fact that the thing has a volatile price to buy low and sell high. But if you're not looking to speculate, you really shouldn't be involved in Steem unless you're looking to cash out of your Steem Dollars or Steem Power, or if you're looking to convert another currency like dollars or Bitcoin into the Steemit ecosystem, right? So if you wanted to inject dollars into your wallet, you would have to convert, well, actually, as of now, it's pretty complicated. You have to convert your dollars into Bitcoin, and then you can convert your Bitcoin into Steem, and then you can convert your Steem into Steem Dollars or Steem Power. Yeah, presumably that's all going to get streamlined in the future. Now, Steem Dollars are the currency of the Steemit economy, just like the US dollar is the currency of the US economy. It's the primary medium through which people send and receive value between one another. It has practical uses within the Steemit ecosystems, but unlike Steem, it has no value in the real world. There's no way to convert Steem Dollars into US dollars or into gold or into Bitcoin. You have to convert it out into Steem and then convert the Steem into something else. It has no use outside of the Steemit ecosystem, just like the US dollar has no use in the Chinese economy, in the Japanese economy, in the European economy. It has a stable value because it's pegged to the US dollar. That's important for facilitating trade within the ecosystem, right? If the US dollar was jumping all over the place, it would be really hard to trade. It would be really hard to acquire inventory because you wouldn't be able to know whether you're going to unload it for a profit. Because what if the value of you pay $100 for it, and then all of a sudden the value of the dollar drops to zero, and then now people are gonna go, okay, I'll still pay you $100 for it. You're like, no, I don't want $100. I need $1,000 in order to make this profitable. So stability is really important for a currency, which is why they pegged it to the US dollar. Now, what that means is that the Steem Dollar is really just an IOU. It's a promise. If and when you desire to cash out of your Steem Dollars, the Steem system is promising to give you however many Steem it takes to give you the equivalent of a US dollar. So for example, if Steem is currently worth 33 cents, and you have one Steem Dollar, and you want to cash out, the system will give you 3 Steem, which you'll be able to convert to Bitcoin, and then convert to dollars, and in the end, you wind up with 1 US dollar. So that's what a Steem Dollar is. It's basically a promise to give you however many Steem it takes to make you whole, to give you the equivalent US dollar of how many Steem Dollars you have. Part of the beauty of having a stable price is that if you make 100 Steem Dollars on a post, then you can be secure in the understanding that it's still going to be $100 a week from now, a month from now, and you will be able to convert that $100 back out and get $100 US if that's what you want to do, right? It gives you confidence in the system because the price is stable. I believe there's also an interest component. I believe 10% of the total Steem that's printed every year, the quantity of Steem doubles every year, goes into paying interest on Steem Dollars. So what should really wind up happening is that if you have 100 Steem Dollars in your wallet and we get 10% interest on our Steem Dollars, then not only will your 100 Steem Dollars still be worth 100 US dollars a year from now, but really you should have 110 Steem Dollars, right? Because 10% of 100 is 10, and that 110 Steem Dollars will be worth 110 US dollars. So they've added this interest element that incentivizes you to leave your money in Steem, just like the bank incentivizes you to leave your cash on deposit by offering you an interest rate. Now, the interest rates being offered by banks right now are abysmal, and so if the interest rate on the Steem Dollars actually winds up being anywhere close to 10%, that will be a big deal. Now let's move on to Steem Power. Steem Power is a long-term investment vehicle. It's like a bond. It too is a promise. It's a promise that for every unit of Steem Power you are awarded, you will receive 1 Steem if and when you decide to cash out of it, which is also referred to as powering down. I actually don't like the use of the terms powering up and powering down because I think they're unnecessarily confusing. But if you think of powering down as cashing out of your Steem Power or cashing out of your bond, then I think you'll be able to understand the powering down metaphor better, because you are giving up power within the system, and that's why they call it powering down. And just like any long-term investment vehicle, you are given a high rate of interest because you are sacrificing the ability to withdraw the funds whenever you want. So if you have 10,000 Steem Power, you are entitled to 10,000 Steem. But if you go, okay, I want to cash out of Steem Power right now, what will happen is you won't be able to cash out in that moment, but you will begin a long process, a 104-week process, where an equal proportion of your Steem Power will be cashed out. So however much you have in Steem Power, divide that by 104, and you will receive weekly payouts equal to that for 104 weeks until the full amount has been converted into Steem. Now, how much interest is paid? Well, the Steem money supply is doubled every year. 10% goes to paying interest on Steem Dollars. The remaining 90% of Steem that's printed goes to paying interest on Steem Power. So Steem Power should deliver an interest rate 9 times higher than Steem Dollars. And that's to incentivize you to commit long-term to the platform. It's a long-term investment, it has a high interest rate, but you have restrictions with respect to when you can cash out. That's basically it. I plan on doing another video where I go into more of the technical details about what's going on here, but I think this should give the beginner enough insight to feel comfortable with what they're dealing with. Because again, you really don't need to understand this stuff. When you post stuff on Steemit, you're awarded some amount of Steem, and you're awarded a lot more Steem Power. And that's great. You've got the Steem Dollars, which still accrue a bit of interest, which you can then use within the ecosystem. And as more products and services come online, like the marketplace that is coming, you'll be able to use those, and it's highly liquid. So if you decide you want to get out of the whole thing, you can cash out into Steem and you're good to go. If, however, you like the platform and you want to be involved in it for the long term, and you believe it's going to be very valuable in the future, and you want to capitalize the most on that future value, then you can funnel more into Steem Power. Now, something I didn't mention with respect to Steem Power is that in addition to the high rate of interest that you are rewarded, you also have more influence. Your votes count for more. You can better mold the ecosystem in the direction you think it should go, and that's why it's called Steem Power. And the reason why the investment vehicle is so long-term is because if they're going to give you power, they want to make sure that your incentives are properly aligned. They want to make sure that your desire is to make the platform as good as possible for the longest amount of time possible. And that's why the majority of the interest is paid in Steem Power. All right, I hope that helps you guys understand this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If I got some of the details not exactly right, feel free to point them out there. I'm not saying this is a perfect explanation, but I think it gets the broad strokes pretty right and really tells you everything you need to know about this system. Feel free to watch the video a couple of times, see if it sinks in. And if not, hopefully I'll have a more detailed video coming up after this that will really get into the weeds of what we're dealing with here. All right, thanks for watching.